Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Coinbase and how much early investors made from Coinbase. Also, we're going to talk about just IPOs in general and why I'm not a huge fan of IPOs. Also, why I'm looking at Coinbase, but I'm looking at it, if it goes under 300, then I'll think about it, because a lot of new investors don't really understand this. But just because a company is a great company, or you think that it's going to be a great company, doesn't mean that it's necessarily a great investment. Like I've made the example on the channel before that even manure, right? Cow poop is a good investment at a certain price, right? Anything is a good investment at a certain price, but anything can be a bad investment at a certain price. So my buddy over there, Jeremy at Financial Education, actually made a great video on Coinbase, its valuation based on how much money it's making, but there is some risk there. Basically, there's some risk. Oh man, check out Dogecoin pumping to the moon right there. Kind of distracted me there. But there's some risk with it that basically the stock does as well as Bitcoin does, or as crypto does. So if crypto is doing well, then Coinbase will do very well. But that raises the question for me, which one do you think is going to do better if crypto does well? Do you think the crypto itself is going to do better, or do you think Coinbase, the company that is the platform that crypto is sold on, is going to do better? So it's not an either or situation. You don't have to buy one or the other, but I tend to think that the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, all those coins will do better themselves. So I'm not super keen on it. But anyways, I've been rambling for enough. Let's get into the topic of the video. So Coinbase had the biggest direct listing ever. Okay, we see Roblox over here at 38 billion. Coinbase was at 85 billion. So I wanted to show you guys this because it kind of shifted my perspective on like, why are they actually doing these direct listings? Because you have to pay attention to incentives in economics, because people tend to do what's in their best interest. So look at this guy, Gary Tan, founder of Initialized Capital, invested $300,000 in Coinbase in early 2013 for a price of 15 cents per share. That investment is now worth 2.4 billion. So basically, IPOs used to be all about, I have this business idea, I think that it's going to be a great business over time, and what I want to do is I want to get capital from the public so that I can grow this business even bigger. Now, Coinbase falls a little bit into that, more into that category, in my opinion, but the reason why I think that is because they're already having profits, right? But you also have to pay attention to the fact that this guy just made 8,000x on his investment, right? So I wanted to go into Kevin Durant as well, because as it says down here, the stock opened at 328, and Kevin Durant, he's got an investment firm that he started up with a guy that basically runs his business investments and his 35 ventures, basically. His guy, Rich Kleiman, over here. So Kevin Durant's investments have ranged from about the $250,000 range to about $1 million. So his investment of $250,000 would be worth $13.5 million. So congratulations to Kevin Durant. I know I was hating on him earlier, but shout out to him. Shout out to people like Shaq. Shout out to people like LeBron James, doing wise things with their money. I feel like I'm seeing a shift in the culture, and that is a beautiful thing, right? We saw Grant Cardone having that conversation with, I forget which rapper. He was talking about buying a $70,000 car. The rapper was like, "Oh, that's cheap," and Grant was like, "Nobody's gonna care what you drove in 2020, okay, 2021. What's gonna matter is what type of control you have, what type of assets you have, years and years down the line. That's what you're going to pass on. That's your legacy. That's what your kids are going to get," right? So that brings up one other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is legacy and how the rich think about money. The rich don't think about money in terms of, what experiences they can buy or whatever. The rich think about money in terms of control. And, as bad as that may sound to some people, it really is, you're buying and selling, right? If you're going to your job, you're selling something and you're getting something back, right? You're selling your time and you're getting back dollars, right? If you get paid in dollars, with where I see the dollar going, you probably want to get out of that. You want to own a percentage of a business. You would rather have 10% of a business than you would rather have, the same amount in dollars. Funny story about that. 50 Cent was actually in the news about how he made, I think it was $90 million on the vitamin water deal that he did. And they gave the same deal to somebody else, and they wanted $150,000 instead of the percent ownership stake in vitamin water. So 50 Cent made out like a bandit, while this person basically, now they're out $90 million. They missed out on that. So I guess I'm trying to spread the message that thinking in terms of ownership, that's how the rich think. They don't think in terms of, how many dollars can I get? How many kicks can I buy? How many cars can I get? It's more ownership and controlling something real, right? So if you get out of the dollar, you control something real, like whether it be gold or whether it be an actual business that will produce no matter what they do to the dollar, no matter how many they print. But anyways, I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is moves that I've been making in the market myself. I was actually just talking trash about Kevin Durant on the channel. So, shout out to KD. I knew he was doing something with his money based on how much he had made and how much he still had left of it. It's good to see. Okay. It's good to see that we're not just being treated like a burlap sack, where you pour water into a burlap sack, it just flows right back out. So people are holding on to their dollars. That's good to see. All that said, what am I doing instead of buying Coinbase? I've been buying some of the stocks that we talked about earlier. So just maxed out my Roth IRA. I definitely encourage you guys, if you guys have an opportunity, to go max out some retirement accounts, max out your retirement account. It's a good way to keep the IRS off of your money, keep the government's hands off your money. Bought some AbbVie, BTI, General Mills, Altria, the makers of Marlboro, Pfizer, Progressive. That's been actually doing pretty well as far as price appreciation. AT&T, I still think they have some choppy waters ahead of them. 12 shares of Tattooed Chef and XLE. So energy has been taking a little spanking recently, and I decided I wanted to hop in on a couple more shares. Right, I think it'll do well in this inflationary environment. I also just hopped in and bought about 10 more shares of Tattooed Chef. It's still going down, but they do have earnings that are coming out May 6th of next month. And I think that they're going to outperform what people are expecting of them. This is one of those companies that I have really strong conviction in because I actually like their products, actually eat their products, right? When I'm back home, their products are in Costco, their products are in Safeway where I go to get my groceries, and I eat their products often. So it's something that I can have very strong conviction in, because a lot of where people mess up is just not holding, right? So I feel like I can hold this for 10 years because their products are in my house. I mean, it's a little bit easier to hold a stock that you actually are a consumer of their products. Last thing that I'm doing with my money here is I just signed up for BlockFi through my guy over here, Brian Jung. Shout out to him. He's got a great channel over there. He's been talking about crypto recently, and he got me into BlockFi, stable coins. So USDC is what I've been putting my money into. That's not what this is here. This is basically showing what the bonus amount is. So if you do a calculation here, basically the less money that you put in, the more you're going to get back. So if you put in $25, you'll get $15 back. And I think if you put $250 in and you get 20 back, that's something like 8% return on your money. This one was something like, it's 4% return on your money. It goes down as you put more in, but obviously that shouldn't stop you from putting in, whatever you're going to put in. But basically the less you put in here, mathematically, the more return on that money you're going to get. But yeah, if you want to sign up for that BlockFi, I got the link in the description below. I put in 310. I'm trying to save up for basically a house and a vacation right now. So I'm using the USDC. It's a stable coin that's pegged to the dollar to save for that. So now that the Roth IRA is maxed out, I'm putting a little bit into retirement, and I'm looking to stack up a little bit of cash because I do want to ride the real estate market up if I can get the opportunity to buy another house. Seattle is rapidly appreciating, and that's where I'm going to move back to. I've also looked at Las Vegas. That is nothing. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at USDC, buying some companies that throw off a lot of cash. Tattooed Chef, that should be interesting. I've put about, I think, $1,000 or so into that. And the earnings are coming out early May 6th. So that's one that I'm excited to hold. Hopefully you guys like this video, got something out of it. And I'll see you guys in the next video.